Hello, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today I am unboxing the Disney Villains Tarot deck. In this video, we are going to open this up, take a look at the cardstock, the packaging, some of the imagery, and maybe how some of the cards are reading as well. I'll give you my first impressions, whether it looks like a deck I like or dislike, and we'll just go from there. You got to keep an eye out for the reviews though, because once I've played with the cards a little bit, then I put up an actual review and I'll add it into this same playlist that this video is on, which is called Tarot Unboxings and Reviews. It's pretty simple. If you're new to my channel, I'm Hannah the Suburban Witch, a professional tarot reader and astrologer, and yes, I do readings. You can jump over to my shop, suburbanwitchery.com, to find out more how to book with me directly. And I also love sharing all of my witchy spiritual content with you here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe so that you never miss one of my fun, fantastic videos. And I'm also the host of the Witch Talks podcast. Yes, if you haven't listened, definitely hop on over. We're on Apple, Spotify, where all other fine podcasts are hosted, and here on YouTube. So if you like podcasts and you like witchy stuff, which you obviously do if you're here, definitely give that one a listen to. I have heard very mixed reviews about this. People either love it or they hate it. I am a self-proclaimed Disney adult. I love Disney. I'm obsessed. I think I've seen almost every Disney out there. So I'm really excited to get into this one. Personally, looking forward to seeing where Yzma is, because she's probably my favorite Disney villain, followed closely by probably the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog. Let's open her up. Of course, it's in plastic, but let's open her up anyway. So this box is pretty sturdy. It has some lovely gold foiling on it. It retails for $24.99 in the US. It's a little bit more expensive if you buy it here in Australia. I actually ordered this wholesale from my wholesaler, and it took ages. Like, it was sold out. It was not available. I paid for it anyway. I was like, I got to get my hands on this deck. I think it's been very popular. And finally it arrived, and I have been desperate to jump on film and unbox it for you all. Ta-da. All right, so we have this guidebook. Oh, okay, here we go. All popped out. Usually, these have like a little thing holding them together, right? But this one doesn't, and I'm okay with that because it's less oh, you just throw it in the bin anyway. You're not going to put it back on. So I'm okay with that. Straight away, we can see the back of the cards. Now, the back of the cards is purpley and sort of pinkish. And we all know from Disney that purpley sort of colors are bad, right? All of the villains are either purple or green. But it doesn't scream Disney to me either, which I don't know if I like that or not like that. If we have a little flickery flick through the guidebook, it is in color. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's actually a really good size. So this deck was illustrated by Ellie Goldwyn, and the actual deck was created by Minerva Siegel, obviously through Disney, otherwise it would be all copyright and not possible. And I'm thrilled that Disney actually did this. I think it's fantastic. Hey Disney, if you're watching, can we get like a Disney not villains, a good guys one? That'd be cool as well. The deck itself, that feels pretty thick. I think I'm gonna have pretty thick cardstock. It is. It's thick, it's sturdy. It is hard to hold with one hand. Like, that's already slipping off. Like, it's gonna be possible to shuffle. Oh, I didn't want to shuffle yet. Go back. Oh no, I've fucked it, guys. We'll see. We'll see. I fucked it. I might as well just shuffle it here and now. Usually I try and keep them in order so I can go through the majors, but just more work for me, hey? All right, well, let's do the shuffle test. Let's have a look. It's fairly matte. It's a fairly matte deck, and they do have a tendency of sticking. So I can see that they're a little sticky together. Again, time sometimes is all that takes. Maybe a little spread of Magician's powder, which I don't have, or talcum powder. They're not too bad. It is possible to shuffle them. Like, it's hard to hold in one hand. I'd say it is quite a larger than normal, but not super duper large deck, if that helps at all. Now I'm going to spread it, which is going to be hard to do because I can't really hold the whole thing. And as per usual, being a matte deck, the whole deck slides across. So you have to push it with both hands. Also fine, but annoying. Doesn't look as cool when you're reading in front of people. And it's clumpy. It's a clumpy spread. So in terms of the cardstock, not a fan so far. I'm going to go through, pull out a couple of cards that I do like, some of my favorites, and a couple that I don't like, and we'll just see what we get, hey? I pulled out a couple of cards. These are in no order because, as I said, I shuffled them beforehand. And there's a few interesting things to note, and definitely some things that I like and some things that I don't like. The first thing that I noticed is we have a lot of repeat characters on different cards. Totally understandable. There are not 78 different villains in all of the Disney movies, right? So that's fine. When it comes to the minor arcana, not every card has a character on it. For example, with the 5 of Cups, we simply see 5 cups in the water. But then when we look at something like the 7 of Cups, we have 7 cups being held up by Ursula's tentacles. So it's kind of showing a character, but also not showing a character. I think personally they could have been a little bit more creative in crafting a scene with the villains around the minor arcana as well. Then we have ones like the 8 of Swords, which shows Scar in amongst all those swords. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. All of the court cards and all of the major arcanas all have Disney villains characters on the cards. The Devil card is Chernobog from Fantasia, which makes sense. So for the Tower card, we actually have Rapunzel's tower, showing her hair. Rapunzel's not a villain, no, but it's showing what her villainous mother was doing, right? It was keeping her locked up. Now I like that the hair is sort of out, and it's sort of showing us that the mother was using her because it's lit up, but it's also showing almost part of her escape to freedom where everything started crumbling down. That's more the tower vibes, because this tower is not falling apart. We have Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove as the Fool, and that is epic. You can't have picked a better one, right? You can't. He's not even really a villain. He's just a sweet little Kronk. I really like this one. And Yzma as the Moon. If I created this deck, which I didn't, but if I did, I would have actually placed Ursula here. Like, wouldn't we have had Yzma as the chariot when she's, being run on Kronk's back? That could have been fun, right? And she's sort of running everywhere and telling him which direction to go. I would have probably put Ursula here instead, personally, and had that traditional symbolism, which is usually a crayfish or a lobster down the bottom, symbolizing that bottom feeder coming up to the surface. Our subconscious fears are rising up, causing, issues with our mental health or our emotions. I think that could have been a really great way to bring her eels or even Sebastian at the bottom for that traditional symbolism, to weave it in, showing those subconscious fears coming out to cause her to do all of her horrible actions, right? So that could have been a really great opportunity, but I don't know if I vibe with this one. Judgment, we have the Queen of Hearts. That makes sense. I could have also seen her as the Queen of Cups. The Sun card, we have Tamatoa from Moana. And I've just realised out of all these cards, we're missing like all the other villains from Moana. That could have been amazing. Why are they not in these cards? Those little coconut guys could have been great on like the Cups cards, right? Instead of just Cups. 5 little coconut guys swim like lying in the water for 5 of Cups. Why am I not a Disney deck creator? Hinting to any people that see this. So the Sun being Tamatoa, I get it because he's shiny, right? And he has things that make him happy. But he's also like subterranean and deep. It's not very inner childy. I don't know. Hades as death, like that makes total sense. Dr. Facilier, or the Shadow Man from Disney's Princess and the Frog, he's the magician. That tracks. That tracks. I like it. Yep, great spot. I mentioned before what I could imagine the chariot being with Yzma, but this also really makes sense, which is Cruella de Vil. And I think we could have had more of her in this deck as well. There's really just the one card. We could totally have had more. Anita, darling. My voice is a bit croaky. That's my best Cruella. So we have Mother Gothel as the Empress, which absolutely love it. And it makes you think, oh, who have they put for the Emperor, right? Who is it going to be? And they've chosen Shere Khan from The Jungle Book. And no. Why was this not Shan Yu? Where is Shan Yu? He's not in this deck. I was saying earlier we didn't have enough Disney villains for the 78 cards. Gosh darn it, we had more than what is in here. I see why people are 50-50 on this deck. And the last two cards that are worthy of note at this point is the High Priestess, where we have Maleficent, and then we have True Love, which is their renaming of the lovers. Now, what I do really like about this is we actually kind of have some of that original symbolism, right? So we have Eric and Ariel down the bottom, and then Ursula in the middle. And if you look at any of the traditional symbolism, there is usually three figures. Usually it's an angel in the sky. So I like that they've actually kept that with this card. So I'm torn. I think I'm going to love it anyway, just because it's Disney. I think they could have done it a lot better than they did. But I don't think they did too bad, right? So I'm maybe 80% at the moment. I'll have a play with it. I'll see how it reads, and I will get back to you all with a review, so stay tuned. If you love tarot and want to get deeper with your tarot practice, then you definitely want to sign up as one of my Patreon supporters. In my Facebook group, we do a tarot exercise every week, getting deeper into each of the cards, and every single month we do a monthly live with myself. You can either ask for a card, get a reading with me, or you can simply ask a question about your own tarot practice. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world today, and I will chat with you next time. Bye for now.